college football. Let's start with Colorado State at number 18, Colorado. Coach Prime and the Buffs get it done 43-35 in double overtime. A lot to unpack from this football game, Ted, but let's start here. That hit on Travis Hunter was dirty as hell. Way late.
I'm shocked that wasn't.
I
don't
I
know.
mean,
That
should
was
he be
bad.
kicked out of the game for that? I feel like you should be kicked out of the game for that.
Yeah, if you, I mean, there's different levels of that type of play, right? But
I mean, it's
if
a
you,
dangerous hit, you
it's
know?
dangerous, and if you hurt someone, yeah, I don't know. That was bad. It's not, and I know that game got really chippy. And part of it was because of that right there, but yeah, you just can't do that. Like I'm all for punishing teams physically, but you got to do it within the laws of the game, the rules of the game. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Henry Blackburn robbed us of getting to watch one of the best players in college football in that game. And it sounds like uh, he may be out for a few weeks, according to what Deion Sanders said. And that sucks because they have Oregon and USC next.
Yeah.
So thanks, Henry. What are you
Yeah,
doing,
that's
man?
that's tough. And I don't know what they took him to the hospital to be evaluated at some point, right?
Yeah, I don't. There's been no details have come out like what's going on, but yeah, Deion said think he's going to be out a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That is one of the situations where I am. It should be code of Hammurabi football style, right? Either someone for Colorado gets to just drill Blackburn the way that he did Hunter, or he's got to sit out till Hunter's back.
Yeah.
Just that's one of those where it's like this doesn't feel like it feels like something should happen to that guy, you know?
Yeah. That was bad. Yeah, especially in that moment, like clearly dirty play. Like not a just not overly aggressive. Like sometimes you can be overly aggressive and something like that may happen. It was clear like I'm going to hit this guy. Like he's their best player. I I'm taking him out. Is what that looked like, right?
That's what it looked like to me too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is no place. Hey, you and I, we are all about physical football, but that ain't it. That's not it. All right, there, Jay Norvell, just so much coming into the game with the things that he said during his coach's show, right? Talk that talk coming into the game. And I played for him. He is a fiery guy. He is not scared. He is an intense guy. That man is a psycho on game day. And I was disappointed. Like he had a chance to go win the football game there with just over 2 minutes to go. 4th and 2 from the Colorado 45. And I know they end up hitting an incredible punt. I understand that. But I thought he should have gone for it. I thought they should be more aggressive in that situation. Now, some people may say, hey, don't let him go 98 yards and then convert the 2-point conversion and tie the football game. But, and we'll get to the decision he made in overtime, but I thought he had a chance. Like, you have a chance. It's one play to go win the game, man.
Yeah.
They'd played so well up to that point. I thought I hated that he punted in that situation. I thought it was a mistake.
He may have got caught in the. They were the better football team. I up to that point, they were the better football team, and you could say for a good portion of the game they were clearly the better football team. And it's one of those like, if you're the better football team, you take the conservative approach. If you're not the better football team, but you found yourself in a situation where you're going to be able to steal one, you get aggressive. I feel like he got caught in that, like, we're better than them right now. We don't need to put it on one decision right here. we've done a good job against their offense for a big portion of this football game. Like, I understand his thinking there, but you're still in that environment. Trust the guys and go get that fourth down. That's it's easy to second guess it and say it from here, but I think that probably was the right call, and he'll be second guessing it forever.
Yeah. Now, Shedeur Sanders, credit to him, man. Credit to that offense. He did what good quarterbacks do, right? He made Jay Norvell pay for that decision. Took his team right down the field, accurate throw after accurate throw, right? They get to the scramble drill for for the pass that Jimmy Horn catches that he ends up scoring on, right? And a really nice design from Sean Lewis on the 2-point play, right, to get the tight end open there. But Shedeur Sanders, he continues to impress me, Ted. Like, the composure in that moment to lead your team on a drive like that, like, that's big time football, man.
Right. Yeah. I credit him. I don't know. There began to be a weird feeling in the game to where, I mean, maybe even a little bit before that drive, where it's like Colorado's going to win the football game, right? It just, you felt like Colorado State had some opportunities to put the game out of reach, and they just didn't get it done. And with that environment, it just started to feel like momentum's about to be back on their side, and they're going to make something special happen. And he made the throws whenever he needed to. Struggled for big portions of the game, but whenever they needed to, they found some good stuff offensively, and he made some really nice plays.
Yeah, Nicolosi, the quarterback for Colorado State,
no. He made
looked
some
awesome.
Throws. Some of those throws he made on the run and stuff, he was good.
Yeah, but so let's talk about the overtime. There was a lot of confusion, and it's because something happened that never happens. Colorado wins the toss. They say we want to go on offense first. That never happens. You always play defense first, right? In overtime.
So you have the option.
Then your offense knows what you have to get. So the way that it works, and the reason there was so much confusion, everyone was like, wait, why? What's going on? It's because if you win the toss, you have the choice for the first overtime, right? And everyone always chooses to play defense last. Or, excuse me, to play defense first so that your offense knows what you have to get. And that the second overtime, the team that lost the flip gets choice. So typically the team that wins, you choose to play defense first. Your offense is then on the field. The team that lost the flip then chooses to play defense first. So your offense goes back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is not what happened here. Everyone was like, mistake? What the hell's going on?
Or you think that had to have been a mistake, right? For them choosing to go offense first?
I don't know, but they did it, and Colorado got a little assistance in that first overtime, right? You had the face mask, you had the targeting, some mistakes from Colorado State, but it goes back to another mistake I think Jay Norvell made in this game. Colorado just scored. They kicked the extra point. Couple plays, you go right down the field and score. Horton catches the touchdown. That guy had himself a night. My goodness. Mm-hmm. You have the opportunity. One play, right, to go win the football game. I was shocked when they trotted the field goal team out there. Shocked. I couldn't believe it. You just got burned for being conservative at the end of the fourth quarter. Go for two and go for the win, man. What are you doing?
I don't know. Again, I think going for it is the right call. Just to play like devil's advocate on his side, he probably, the way they helped him out with the penalties, probably thought like, we're going to be able to hold him here. But you're right. Like, if
you're Colorado State,
if at any point from throughout the week, if someone said to him, you have a chance to win the game with a 2-point conversion, like game over, walk off the field, it's done. Do you take it? And he would, without a doubt, have said, hell yes. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I know.
Now, they end up losing the football game, right? Colorado deserves credit. A lot of people say, hey, you're a massive favorite. You know, you probably should have lost, but hey, you won the game. Sometimes it's about finding a way when the other team's got it that night and you don't.
Yep.
And they found a way, man. I think Colorado State let them off the hook, but they found a way. And that's an extremely valuable experience for those guys. Right. But yeah, I think Colorado State, what a missed opportunity for Norvell in that program. Should have won the game. Should have been more aggressive. I thought too conservative when you had a chance to go win the football game. But what an awesome game. I can't believe I stayed up for the entire football game.
I thought it was awesome. Everyone stayed up because they wanted to see the handshake after the game, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the most anticipated post-game handshakes we've seen. That was wild. Like I've seen some people on social media saying, what were they like a 20-point favorite? I don't know what the line was.
It's like 23 or 24, yeah.
How can you storm the field when you're a 24-point favorite? Because you've been horrible forever. And you beat a rival in double overtime. Like, come on. Like, really, like, we're going to get offended that someone stormed the field whenever they've been a horrible, like, for 15 years or whatever it's been. So, I don't know. I thought that was fun. It's say what you want. I still don't know how good Colorado is. They don't need to be good, though, because it's entertaining as hell to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't even have to be good. It's just fun.
Yeah, it was a great game. Also, we talk a lot about Shedeur. How about Shiloh?
Nice. Look good.
Both the Deion sons, impact players in that game. What, he had the pick six. Did you see the pick six?
Yeah.
You can see it. He's like, I'm about to do the Deion Sanders high step. And then he realizes, like, I should not do that. I think this guy's about to catch me. And he goes and runs. It was so funny to watch. You could literally see the wheels spinning as he's about to do it. And then he had a forced fumble. Like, he was extremely impactful. And
yep.
Last thing I have on this game, we talked about tight ends impacting games.
Yeah.
Right. And the lack of impact that OU's getting from that position. The tight end play in this game, Harrison for Colorado, he was the most important player in their fourth quarter in the overtime.
Yep.
And then Holker for Colorado State. Sign me up for one of those guys. Why don't we have one of those guys?
That shoestring catch was really nice.
That is a big dude that can run.
Yeah. How big is he?
He looks massive.
Yeah, he was running well. Had the big old arm brace on or whatever that was, make him look even bigger. That's like I was trying to replicate Gronkowski or something with that, I think. But that was cool. I mean, that was a couple of those catches were awesome. There was some really exciting plays in that game.
Yeah, it was an awesome football game.
Top-notch quarterback play at times. Some of those throws from the Colorado State guy were just like, whoa. I didn't know anything about that kid.
Yeah, it was that was a fun one. And the Colorado situation, like, they're the talk of college football, man. And it just continues to roll on. Now, I think we're about to find out how good they are.
Yeah.
And it should be interesting. I hope Travis Hunter's okay. I hope he can play in those games. It's going to be such a bummer if he doesn't.
What could it be?
I don't know. Like,
he took it right to the chest, right?
Like a broken sternum or like ribs or internal bleeding. Like, I don't know, man.
Just
it was bad.
I think he'll play. Because I didn't see anything like, I didn't see like concussion. I didn't see like joint stuff. I think it's one of those things where he probably hurt his sternum or something and was having trouble breathing, and they wanted to go check and make sure there wasn't anything going on internally.
Yeah.
That's just like a far outside view of it.
When I saw it initially, like, and I heard he went to the hospital, I was like, I wonder if he has like a collapsed lung.
Yeah.
Or something. Dude, he got blasted.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, but it's gonna be a real shame if he doesn't play in these next two. I mean, that's unfortunate. All right. Other game I wanted to talk about. K-State went to Missouri and got beat 30-27. The Tigers get it done on a 61-yard game-winning field goal from Harrison Mavis. Ted, man, that is a tough way to lose a football game.
I know it.
And it was really confusing because on the broadcast, they were like, there's flags everywhere. There's flags all over the field. And then they just didn't talk about it.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what went on there. I don't know if maybe they thought it was a numbers issue, like too many guys on the field. Maybe Kansas State had too many guys out there, and they know it's like they're going to wave it off. I don't know, but this was such a weird game going into it because, I kept looking at the line. It's like, come on, what is happening here? With the way that game is, like, it kept getting lower and lower, and it's one of those things we talked about. It's like it's Kansas State's entire team against Luther Burden. Like, can they throw the ball up enough to him and let him do some things to keep them around in the game? And that dude's a stud.
As I was, kind of taking notes from watching this game, my top highlighted note was one team had Luther Burden and one team did not.
Yeah.
He is electric, man. I thought he was the best player on the field. Now, if you like hobbled quarterbacks, this was the football game for you. I mean, you saw just Brady Cook and Will Howard both just really, especially in the second half, really struggling to move around. I thought I liked Eli Drinkwitz's aggressiveness in this game, right? I mean, early in the game, goes for it on the 4th and goal, ends up paying off, right? Cook had the rushing touchdown. Thought that was a massive play and a massive decision in the game. Chris Kyman, there's a 4th and 2 late. Like, he did not have the same aggressiveness. I thought he could have been aggressive in that moment. He was not. But really, I thought this game came down to what I would categorize as uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah.
For Kansas State. How you leave Luther Burden uncovered for a 47-yard touchdown, I have no clue. He's the best player on their team. You have to know where he's at all times. How he's running by himself, I've got no answer. They blew another coverage, right? Mookie Cooper is like 40. It was like a 41-yarder, right? K-State had 3 plays. Now, they ended up scoring on both drives, but they had 3 plays where touchdowns got called off for penalties, right? 5:55 to go in the game. Game is on the line, right? It's coming down to these last couple series. Trayshawn Ward, it looks like at least, he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Didn't get the snap off in time. Delay a game. Have to settle for a field goal. I mean, they had a false start when they got the ball, like false start. There were a lot of mistakes for Kansas State that you typically, it's not the type of mistakes you expect from that team.
Yeah. And, in our game against Tulsa, I said, defensively pretty good. We had a handful of mistakes that easily correctable, but like we had 2 plays where one was a blown coverage. One was just, it was a good play, but I think it started by being late and lazy with an adjustment. And when you play close games, it just takes one lapse, one busted coverage for an easy walk-in touchdown for someone for 40 or 50 yards, and you get beat. And right now, just like last year, I'm not sure how much of a margin for error we have against teams in conference that when we're going to play better competition, to where like those things are okay in a game where you're going to score, as many points as you want. But as things get more difficult, the mistakes that cost you a game get smaller and smaller and smaller. So, I mean, it's a lesson. You look around the country and see some of these games like Kansas State shooting themselves in the foot on things they typically don't do. Or you got a winnable game on the road in non-conference against an SEC opponent, and you walk out of there really upset at yourself because of some easy things that you don't typically do.
Yeah. Last thing on this game, Ben Sinnott may be one of the most underrated players in the country. That dude is a beast at tight end.
He'll do it all. He blocks like crazy too.
Yeah. I mean, he was huge for them in this game. But it's a good win for Missouri. I expected Kansas State to go down there and handle business. And to Missouri's credit, they did a good job of getting their playmakers the football. And, they didn't have some of the big time mistakes that Kansas State had. Right?
Yep.
Thought the crowd was really good, was really into it, looked like a really fun environment. And that feels like a really big win for Drinkwitz. We'll see where the rest of the season goes for Missouri, but yeah, that felt really important for him.
Yeah, for sure. I still think Kansas State's on the short list for Big 12 teams that most likely end up in the championship game. We'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to get that offensive line healthy and intact. But hey, we'll see. Yeah, I'm with you. I still think they're a really good football team.